Let's go on to our second speaker, Michael Lee, all the way from South Africa. And his topic is Adapt to Inspire Your Audiences. He's the world's only certified master of creativity and innovation coaching. And he's also a TEDx speaker on the real stage. So on the island of the gods, he did aerial yoga. Go, Michael, and let's welcome him to the stage.
Here we are. Do you ever feel stuck? Would it be useful to you to get unstuck more easily? Or even more importantly, to help your audiences get unstuck even more powerfully and more easily than you already do? Would that be useful? Yeah? Okay, I'm known as the Creative Breakthrough Catalyst because I work with organizations to help them be more creative. Yeah? Now, when I talk about the word inspire, the talk is called Adapt to Inspire. What I'm talking about is not motivation, right? Motivation is getting yourself or somebody else to do something. Inspiration is this: being free to be creative, having better ideas, right? So who here would like to be more inspired? I'd like you to think about, for a moment, an issue that you are dealing with, something that makes you feel like this. Raise your hand if you've got something you're dealing with you'd like to work on. Because when you're like this, your audiences end up like this. So what we want to do is figure out how can we be more inspired more easily all the time. Everybody here gets stuck sometimes, right? Stand up, please. And let's just get in sync with each other. I'd like you to all take a deep breath in, and when you're breathing in, breathe in that problem, that thing you're dealing with, that challenge you want to solve. Breathe in nicely, and breathe out the stress, the challenge that you're not overcoming, the worries it's giving you, the tiredness you're feeling from this problem you're dealing with. Breathe in again. Let's try it one more time. Breathe in. Yeah, some of you raising your hands up. That's great. Breathe out. Again, breathing in and out. You guys are good at this. You've done this before. You've all breathed before. Cool. Okay, so just sit down, please. Go ahead. But please keep breathing. Don't stop breathing. At least for the rest of the presentation. What I'd like to ask you is, if people can just shout this out, when you're not inspired, what is it you do to inspire yourself? What inspires you? Taking a walk, nature. Nature's a really common answer. Lots of people are inspired by nature, but some people are more inspired by the city, right? Like people, urban environment, technology, that kind of stuff. Let's just show hands. Nature, city, right? How many people more inspired by nature? Great. Look around you. Notice not everybody. How many people more inspired by the city? Okay. Again, notice some people nature, some people the city, right? Here's another one. How many people here are morning people? Morning people. You love getting up early. How many people here are definitely not morning people? Definitely not morning people. Like the night owls. Okay. Again, notice some people morning, other people night. How many people here are inspired by breathing? That includes exercise, by the way. Right? Jogging, exercise, meditation, or breathing. Everybody still breathing? Okay, good. Anybody here inspired by suffocation? You laugh, but this guy is. Dr. Nakamatsu, Japanese inventor with over 3,000 patents to his name. He drowns himself in the bottom of his pool until he's at the moment of death, and that's where he gets his ideas. Okay, whatever works for you, right? But the point of this is, when we don't know where to get inspiration, we look for it outside of ourselves, yes? When we don't feel it already. This is the way it's been throughout history. The Greeks didn't even have a word for inspiration or creativity. They called it techne, which is the same root as technology or technique. It means a process or a method there is no inspiration in it, because inspiration only comes from the gods. The gods decide when to give you inspiration, and if they don't give it to you, you just follow a method and do the thing to copy what they've done for you before. This is the way it's been throughout history. Artists throughout history have said things like this. William Blake said, "I myself do nothing, the Holy Spirit accomplishes all through me." Johnny Cash, the man in black, said creative people have to be fed from the divine source. This was hundreds of years later. The point is very simple, right? Creativity, inspiration comes from outside of us. And I dealt with this myself. I'm kind of nervous to tell you how long ago it was. In the 1990s, in Prague, I was one of a group of foreign people who had come from overseas all over the world to come together to work on being creative, doing various creative things. And we gathered there to help each other be creative, support each other in that. And, Czech beer, very famous beer. Anybody here inspired by beer? Just a couple of you. Okay, what about buildings, beautiful architecture from the 12th century? Inspiring for some people, right? So the point is this, it didn't work. I wasn't inspired all the time. So what I did was off-source myself to a new place, Mikulov, a small Moravian village about 3 hours away from Prague. Red wine was the drink there. Red wine, anybody inspired by red wine? This one usually gets a lot of hands. White wine? Red wine, white wine, look, same duality, right? Different things, different people. Not there. But same problem. Same problem. Still not inspired all the time. So, I finally came across this quote from Jack London, the American writer, said, "You can't wait for inspiration to happen to you. You have to go out after it with a club." A club. That's pretty cool, right? Except where do you go with the club? Same problem, really, right? So, I kept struggling to find the answer until I realized this. Inspiration means breathing in. Breathing in. Inspiration. Breathing in. Right? It's pretty simple. Y'all still breathing, right? Good, because there's the thing. Creativity should be as easy as breathing. We're all born creative. 98% of us, though, have lost the creativity we had as children. Now, why is this? There's a lot of reasons we don't have time to get into here, but it should be as easy as breathing, and yet it isn't. Why is that? And I give you a couple of reasons why it is that I hope will help you make it easier. Ready? You sure? Number one, inspiration is a cycle. You ever heard the sentence, "In the beginning was the Word"? It's not true. Try this. Breathe all your air out. Breathe all your air out. And then when you've got it all out, then say, "In the beginning was the Word." Can't do it, right? You have to breathe first to speak. In the beginning was the breath, then the Word. Inspiration, then creation. Try this exercise. Take a deep breath in. Deep. Because I'm going to ask you to hold your breath. Don't breathe out again until you can't hold it anymore. Does anybody know what the world record for breath holding is? Oh, you can't answer me because you're holding your breath. It's 24 minutes and 37 seconds by Budimir Shobat, a Croat freediver. Anybody here want to challenge that today? I don't. I can go 90 seconds, right? But the point is, eventually you have to breathe, and eventually he has to breathe. When he breathes out, he breathes stuff out that is not good for us. It's full of carbon dioxide, but it's good for the trees, right? Inspiration is a cycle. We breathe it out. Ernest Hemingway famously said, the first draft of anything is four-letter word beginning with S. Anybody? Oh, I didn't say it. You said it. Four-letter word beginning with S, that's what the first draft of anything is. Yet we hold our creativity in. We don't let it go freely, but it's a cycle. We all know that inspiration gives us creation, but do we realize that we have to be creative first in order to be inspired? Number two, so this is the advice I want to give you. Stop holding your breath. Let yourself breathe. Number two, inspiration is a collaboration. You ever notice this? When you had to breathe, anybody still holding your breath, by the way? When you had to breathe now, did you notice that it felt as much like it was being forced into you by the air around you as that you were pulling it in? That's because it's a collaboration between yourself and the air outside you. And I'm about to say the most important thing of this talk. which is this. Raise your hand again if you said nature inspires you. Okay, I want you all to get that nature does not inspire you. Because if nature inspired you, it would inspire everybody in this room. You use nature to inspire yourself. So the question I want to ask you is this, and this applies, of course, to every other thing that you say inspires you. Why are you not using everything around you to inspire yourself all the time? The answer why you're not doing it is this. You need to stop thinking. Thinking is the enemy of creativity. When you think, you remove the ability to be in your subconscious, and your subconscious is the source of new ideas. No new ideas come from thinking. That's why you have what we call the aha moment, right? That moment of surprise, excitement, because it is coming from your subconscious, not something that you have thought of. So stop thinking and allow yourself to shift back a step so you can adapt yourself. Be different. Stop being the way you are where you're stuck. Let yourself be different so you can adapt yourself to inspire yourself. Inspire to create, to motivate, to innovate. Step 3. Inspiration is a co-creation. Have you ever noticed when you are trying to inspire other people, inspiring yourself is easy? That's because inspiration is a co-creation. This is where your audience comes in. Inspiring them makes you inspired. And when you're inspired, they get inspired more easily too. Inspiration is a co-creation, but not just a co-creation between you and the audience, because that part is easy. Get them to breathe. Let them breathe. Give them space for their ideas and your ideas to mix. Because inspiration is actually coming from, this is where creativity comes from. You ready? You want to know the real secret to creativity? It's not the right brain that makes us creative. That's like an old thing which isn't true. Right? What makes us creative is the juxtaposition of thinking between the right brain and the left brain, the right brain and the left brain, the right brain and the left brain. Breathe in and out. Between focus and distraction. Breathe in and out. See, don't take their breath away. You like to say that, right? I took their breath away. It's nice, right? Don't do that. Give them their breath. Let them breathe. Let them alternate, juxtapose one thing and the other thing to allow them to have space to think that your idea is theirs. Yeah? Breathing in and out. Like I said, right brain, left brain. Focus and distraction. Breathing in and out. Mind and body. Breathing in and out. Y'all still breathing? Sitting and standing. Sitting and standing. One more time. Sitting and standing. Those of you who are not standing, please stand. Now, how many of you have gotten something different for yourself from this talk, from where you started around your issue you're looking at? Anything new that you see? Who here has a different level of inspiration about the situation you're in? More idea, something different, a different way of seeing inspiration. If you don't have that, it's okay, talk to me afterwards. Like I told you, it usually takes 3 to 4 days. But what I'd like you to do is to all take another deep breath together, in and out. One more time, in and out. And I have one last request of you. Please keep breathing for the rest of the conference. Continue being inspired. Have a great time. And you've been a really good audience. And like I said, all of it happens in co-creation. So I want to thank you for being fantastic. Give yourself, please, a big standing ovation. Yes!
Thank you, Michael. He promised me